Welcome to My Messy Fingers. I'm Charlie. I just finished another album for Scrap and Create featuring Stamperia's Romantic Collection with Springwoods. This is another version of Hidden Grove. I made an album with that collection a while back, and that collection, if you have leftover papers, will work very beautifully with this collection. So this is my album. The front of it has a great deal of fussy cutting on it. But first we start with, I wrap this in a cardstock that's called Rust. I thought it would be best to bring out some of the rust kind of colors that are in this and fit the fall theme. Then I backed it in white. The album measures 9 by 9 and I have a 1 7/8 inch spine. So on the front, it took 2 sheets of this. So I used the first sheet to actually cut and measure and cover. I took the second sheet and I fussy cut out the exact images and placed them over the existing images. So these are all popped up. This is popped up. This whole trail piece is popped up. I fussy cut out this boot. I made a little bit of a slit so that it would sit down enough so that the tip of the boot would be below the grass line here. Fussy cut out the pumpkins, and like I said, these are covering the exact same pieces. This is the quoted saying I use, and I fussy cut out some of the leaves off the 12 by 12 fussy cut sheet. I received some brass items from Scrap and Create, so I added a couple of here down below. I'm using a gold colored ribbon that is 5/8, and then on the back this piece right here, I cut off a strip here, and that's what swings over here. So when you look at it at an angle, this is the other half of this pumpkin right here, and then I put one of the brass butterflies up on the top. On the back side, I used the wood grain panel, and then I put Mr. Frog, I think he's so cute, here on the back, and he's accented with some rust-colored cardstock. So let's get inside. The first signature we've got here is this sheet cut in 2 different patterns. I've popped up a mushroom from the fussy cut to go here, and it matches the mushrooms in her little basket. And then I put in Fall Sweet Fall. And then when you turn this over, this is just more of a statement piece. You can hand journal in here. You can put a small photo right here. But when you get in here, we've got top and bottom tucks on both sides, accented with some fussy cut items. And then I took the larger cards and created some statement pieces. This is a piece of trim from the paper collection that it took to make this. So the top part of this is what I ended up cutting off so I could use the items on the bottom. So those were used here for statement pieces, and I put in a tuck on both of these. And then when you open this up, this again is a part of that. We've got a little bit of a tuck right here. You can put photos or hand journal, and then we've got pockets on the back side. We have a large pocket here. This is the rest of that page that I ended up diving into. Used a little green heart up here to kind of break up this color pattern, and then made this into a nice big pocket, and she's a fussy cut. Then when you move over here, again, here's another statement piece. It's a continued cut into that one 12 by 12 sheet. You can put a photo here or some journaling. And again, we have another pocket. We've got some fussy cut items here. And then when you close this, you fold this up. This closes, and that closes. All right, the next signature. I did fussy cut, popped him up, got him up off the page so he would actually look like that he's walking down this path. And I put one of the quoted statements up here. On this side, this is just left alone. You can put photos here if you wish. You can hand journal on this page. Now, when you open it up, I left a lot of this alone so that you had some spaces to either hand journal or put in some single photos so that they were nice little statement pieces. But over here, I put in a mushroom. I left it as a tuck at the top. You don't have to do that. You can actually put the mushroom in, and then you can actually set a photo up here and not really disturb this image here by much. So again, I left these here alone, but when you get on the inside, I did make some pockets on both sides of the panels, and this is fussy cut. I accented with a little bit of a pine cone here. And then over here, a basket with the mushrooms, and I put a little leaf. The butterfly, I did not tack down the leaves. This is all trimmed out. This is off the fussy cut sheet. And then we have a big pocket here and a pocket here. On this one, again, I fussy cut her out, put her on cardstock, matted her with some foam pop-ups so that she would actually look like she's, with the image being popped up, it actually looks like she is flying. So I love doing this part of it here. And then the moon is popped up so that it rests over the top of the city. And then here we've got some layered pockets using some of the excess trims, and then a statement here. And then I made some diagonal pockets here and here as well. And then over here we've got another tiered pocket. And then when you open this up, this boot is tacked down from here. And then I did a slit here so that the boot would actually look like it was behind the hill. It looked odd to just sit it on top of that, so I did put a slit in there. So now we've just got a nice little tuck. And then on both sides of here, we've got belly bands, and we have some of the fussy cut items off the fussy cut sheet to accent the bands. And once again, I fussy cut him out, put him on some cardstock so there's some sturdiness, and then mounted him on pop-ups so it actually looks like he's truly sitting on top of the stump. And then the statement piece. And then when over here, he is an extra. I cut him out of a card, one of the cards, and I put him on this rock so that he looked like he was actually sitting there. So this is more of a statement piece. And then when you open this up, we have a flap on this side. We've got a photo spot here, and we have a tuck, and you can still put a fairly decent photo up there. And then over here, this flips up, and so you can put a photo there, you can put a photo here, or leave that. And then here we've got two of the big cards. This flips up, you've got a photo opportunity or journaling there. This one flips down, and the same thing, oh, you can't see it very well, same thing is that you've got a spot to put hand journaling or a photo, and then we've got a nice big pocket, and I fussy cut and put the butterfly over this strip out of the scraps. And then on this signature, yes, again, I fussy cut her out, matted her, put her on some foam pop-ups so that it would look like she was truly sitting, lifted up and sitting on the mushroom. He's just a glued-in statement piece from the fussy cut page. And then I left this panel alone so that if you wanted to, you could put a photo up here. These are the same 12 by 12 piece. I simply glued her in so that she was an accent here, maybe looking up at a photo that you might put on that spot. And then over here, I did the same thing. This is one 12 by 12 piece that's covering both sides. And I put some tucks in here, but each one of these opens up so that you've got some photo opportunities or journaling on the inside. And then here we've got some small waterfalls. This was a big scrap piece, and I just loved it. So what I did was I trimmed along, cut some stuff off here, but I trimmed along the tree line, And I made a tuck out of this, and here's some falling leaves, so this looked like it belonged here. Nice big tuck. Again, we've got the small waterfalls on both sides, but underneath each of the waterfalls, I used some of the little fairies and put them just on the bottom piece so that you had a tuck, and I did that on both sides. So we have a tuck here. All right, here, last one. This is a flip up, and when you flip this up, you've got a belly band up here, and this is one of the statement sayings. I cut out this boot, and I matted it. I put it on some foam pop-ups, and I lifted it up, and what it did was it really helped the visual that you look like you're truly stepping up the steps to go into the door. I put the butterfly that came, one of the brass items, I put it up here on the top of this page, left it pretty much alone. You can put something here if you wish. Over here on this side, we have a pocket, and I'll tell you what I did here. This piece here and this piece, these are the same cut on both sides, but I had a trim piece that matched specifically the bottom of this so that I could trim it out and match up to what was up on here. So this is exactly the bottom of this page, but I used that trim piece to make a pocket, and then I added an accent for statement, and then this mushroom. So again, these all line up to match the piece that's underneath of it. And then I've got a side pocket here, and then we've got a side pocket over here. And then when you open this up, we've got a pocket here on this side, and we have a pocket here on this side. This one's accented with a couple of pumpkins and a heart, and this one over here is accented with a statement saying, "Hey there, pumpkin." And then here, both these again are pockets. You can put a fairly decent size pocket or picture if you want committed to the top. And then here's some waterfalls, and this is a 4x6, and these are 3x4 photo waterfalls. There's 8 of these, and there's 4 of these. So that is my album. Scrap and Create does still carry this, and this does pair very nicely with Hidden Grove. So if she's out of some of this collection, Whispering Woods, you can pick up the Hidden Groves collection, and the two would go very nicely together. So I appreciate your viewing, and if you haven't subscribed, I would love it if you would click that button that says subscribe. And all the links that you're going to need to collect the items to make this are going to be down below in that description field. So go ahead and click on it, open it up, and then click on the links. It will take you right to Scrap and Create's page. The cardstock does come from a company called cardstockwarehouse.com. I will provide a link for that so that if you wanted to get the rust color, you can. You can find the ribbon on my website, mymessyfingers.com. And I want to just really thank once again Scrap and Create for trusting me to make these albums. And I really appreciate their support, and I appreciate your support. And I wish you all a very grand day. Bye-bye.